All right, guys. So very quickly, I'm just going to show you some of the crystals that I've been working with during this full moon. This right here is my labradorite. This is my palm. Labradorite has a lot of direct ties to the moon. It's a really great stone for intuition, for dreams, for enhancing psychic abilities. It just has a very soft, feminine, goddess type energy to it. So really powerful stone to carry around with you or to use during your rituals during the full moon. So I had mine charging up last night, so it is all good and ready to go. And it's just beautiful. It's magical. It's got that awesome moon energy to it. So I've got that going on right now, guys, and I have my two peach selenite stones, which I've had just sort of resting on my tarot cards just to sort of charge them up a little bit. Selenite is a moonstone for sure. Sorry, guys, trying to get Mary back in here right now. Bear with us. And it just got really soft, soothing energy. Selenite is a great stone because it never needs any charging or cleansing, guys. So it's a great stone for you to kind of just charge your own stones with. Some people have selenite bowls, some people have selenite towers. I have an awesome selenite tower that Mary got me. So I like to charge my jewelry on it and stuff like that. I like to charge my pendulum on there. But this is peach selenite, and peach selenite is just like, it's like extra gentle. It's super nurturing. It's very cozy. I use these during my Reiki classes, and it's just such good energy. So very grounding, very balancing, very gentle. So all the benefits of selenite, but just even more, just a step more gentle, I think even. So really, really nice to use during this moon. And I'm just kind of having them chill out on my tarot cards and give them some extra good vibes right now. So how are you, Mary?
I'm doing good. It's been a little bit of a crazy day. It's definitely that Virgo energy where I'm just like, oh my God, everything needs my attention. So trying to hold it together a little bit today, but overall doing good. I've been really kind of enjoying this moon. I feel very inspired by it. And I think it's a great moon for kind of, I don't know, just setting really new things in your life, just getting excited about some things and moving forward. So I'm really excited to do some tarot readings today. Well, oracle readings, but same difference, because I think there's a lot of messages out there right now, and there's a lot of wisdom to come through. There's a lot of things going on, so I think these messages, they'll be for everyone. So I know a lot of people out there do, for the different signs or the different elements and stuff like that, but we're just going to be doing a general reading today, and we can always do something different. So if you guys want something different, let us know. Put it in the comments. Also, let us know what your sign is. It's always fun to know who's who and who's what. And I know we know who a lot of you are and what your signs are, but go ahead and let us know. So I think it's a little bit extra fun. And Jem, you talked about it, but you're using two of your tarot
Yep, I'm
decks,
using
right,
my
today?
two main decks that I usually always work with. So I
Nice.
figure I'm just going to kind of see what comes to us. So whether it's a card from each or a couple cards from each, we're going to try to keep these
Hmm.
fairly short and sweet, guys, but these are for the general
Yeah.
collective. So take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Not everything might not necessarily resonate with you, but just fun and just kind of a nice way to sort of start off our week. It's Tuesday, so we still got, a little bit of the week that we have to get through. So just something fun to kind of break it up. I know everybody is probably feeling like a little. I'm like ants in my pants, like having fun. Like I don't know. It was like a very super
Hmm.
productive day today. I was before you got on the
Hmm.
video, I was telling everybody that I mean, when I woke up this morning, I was just dead though. Like I had such an active dream state
Mm.
all night last night, and I
Hmm.
woke up very tired, but as the day has gone on, I've just got like all this energy, and I've just been getting stuff done all day. Agreed with you, lots of things kind of needing my attention today,
Nice.
so definitely a little bit of a balancing juggling act.
Mhm.
But I'm feeling good about it. I'm not feeling overwhelmed by it. So I am utilizing this Virgo
Nice.
energy in the most positive way possible.
It's so funny. I had the weirdest dream just while you're shuffling. I had the weirdest dream last night where this woman, I worked at a hotel for some reason. This woman, in like the gift shop where they sell ice cream. This woman wanted ice cream for her kids, but she was giving me crap that it had sugar in it. But she wanted ice cream that had CBD in it, which is like you know what that is. And I was just like woke up. I'm like, I don't think that dream meant anything. I think it's just a ridiculous dream. But she was so angry that it had sugar, but was trying to get it with CBD to like calm
Oh
down
my
her kids.
God. That's
What the
actually
hell?
really funny because the one dream that I do remember from last night, I was like in our old stomping grounds at ShopRite. And this woman just actually
Oh,
told me that she was going to kill me. Like she just in the middle, I mean, of the grocery store, I'm on the checkout line, and whatever it was about me, I don't remember who I was with in the dream. I was with somebody, I was with another female, but I don't remember who. And she just actually told me, like, no, I'm actually literally going to kill you. Like, she just hated my face, hated everything about me. So that's interesting that you had like a similar, just like somebody giving you a hard time
similar.
dream.
Right.
Whoa.
Same thing, right?
Whoa.
Let us know, guys, if you're having any crazy dreams and like what they're about. I don't, I know a lot of dreams mean stuff, but a lot of times too, dreams are just kind of chemical reactions in your brain where you're letting go of some stuff. I don't always believe that they mean, I mean, ones that are meaningful do, but sometimes it's just ridiculous.
It's the truth, guys. So, take certain things with a grain of salt. You can usually tell too,
Right,
if it's as time goes on and you kind of
right.
get more proficient in, keeping track of your dream state. I highly recommend journaling, guys. It's like the only way you can really remember it is if you write it down as soon as you wake up. You can sort of tell when, it's just a dream or when, maybe I was somewhere
Hmm.
else or, maybe that person was actually
Right.
visiting me and that wasn't a dream. And sometimes it's a little bit hard to
Right.
tell between the two, but as time goes on, as you really start logging your dreams and keeping better track of them, you'll get more and more proficient at it. So, yeah.
Right. And if they really make no sense, then it's probably
Yeah,
just crap.
exactly.
All right, so I'm gonna let you start off. I'm so
Me too.
excited. Like I get a
I
reading too
know,
today.
seriously. So, first card that popped out here is the Eight of Cups. So this is a really interesting card for right now. And actually, even in my own personal readings, I got like almost every eight card like yesterday. I got 3 out of 4
Really?
eights. So very interesting. Eights always relate to good fortune. So that's always a good thing. Good luck, good fortune. So, eight, again, I always think of, the infinity symbol. So, a lot of,
Hmm.
I think that this speaks to a lot of cycles that are closing out. I think for certain people, again, that infinity symbol can point to like twin flame connection. So if anybody is a twin flame out there, this could be a time for movement, in communication as far as that goes. But the nice thing about the Eight of Cups is that it's kind of this spiritual awakening. When you look at, I mean, my card is a little bit different. These cards, for people who are beginners that, are learning how to read, it's not as clear from there, but it usually signifies, a bunch of cups and somebody sort of walking away from them, where they're seeking something new. Like they're ready to start out on a new foot. They're ready for a new adventure. Maybe they're rejecting the material life for more of a spiritually inclined life. Certain things that are resonating with them, they're just sort of leaving behind. Some people interpret this card in like a more negative way where it's like, the glass half empty kind of thing where there's still all these cups there and they're just rejecting them. I never see this card that way. I always see this card as like really strong positive energy. So I think it's really appropriate for all this energy that we have coming through at this moon right now. So, this is a great time for new beginnings. Again, as we talked about in our video yesterday, guys, it's a time to kind of prioritize your life and think about, what really resonates and what doesn't, what we're holding on to, what we're leaving behind. So that way we're able to create, energetic space for those new beginnings to come into our lives. So definitely an auspicious time. So I think that that's a really appropriate card for right now. So I'm excited about that. And I mean, literally like 3 out of 4 eight cards, and the Eight of Cups was one card that I did get in my reading for myself yesterday as well.
Wow.
So something about that number eight,
That's
guys.
cool.
Oh yeah.
Let's see.
So I'm gonna pull one more card too from my other deck, guys. So I'm just giving it a little bit of a shuffle and just kind of waiting to see what comes through. But that's so funny. I was looking up like all the eight, eight in numerology and all the different, meanings behind it and stuff like that because I had just so many eights coming through. So this is so interesting that we have this come through. Oh, and this, I mean, couldn't be more appropriate. We have the Empress, guys. So, I mean, this is just
Aw.
like such a beautiful card. This is
Mhm.
significant, and I mean, for any men who might be watching, you know, you can take it as the emperor as well, or you could take it as the empress in your
Mhm.
life. You know, but this is such a huge card. You know, this is all about fertility and rebirth and new beginnings, and it's just like that beautiful energy. Like once you've reached that empress energy, it's stepping into your strength, it's speaking your truth, from a place of confidence but compassion, and just such a well balanced card. This really speaks to that, like that maternal sort of energy. Really just so appropriate for the moon. I mean, you know, when you think of the moon in her different phases, the maiden, the mother, and the crone, the Empress is just a card that like really speaks to that feminine energy, to the home, to the hearth, to all the things that like we're kind of doing right now as we start to move into spring, doing a little bit of spring cleaning, all that kind of stuff. Again, on a twin flame kind of note, you know, the Emperor and the Empress are always, you know, kind of significant of when people are like reaching those phases in their ascension process. So again, guys, this moon is really bringing about all of this new energy, where people are really able to kind of own who they are finally. Whatever we've been struggling with, we're really finding our footing and we're stepping into it with strength.
I love that card. And I love your little square
I
cards. They're
know,
so
I
cute.
love them. I got them in New Orleans.
I love that. Oh, that's beautiful. So do you want to pull any more cards or are you
You
done for
go
your
ahead and I'll
reading?
see if anything else pops out.
Okay.
So,
Yeah. So I'm going to do mine a little bit differently than Jem does hers. So she does more of the traditional tarot cards, and I prefer more of the oracle cards. So those are cards that aren't the traditional kind of layout. They're up to the artist to design and interpret the cards however they want. And when I do readings, I always do the three cards, and I do the mind, body, and the spirit or soul, however you want to call it, just kind of those pieces. So what I'm going to be doing are pulling cards and kind of seeing the energy, how they relate to what Jem pulled, and how they relate to you, and kind of going that way. So let's see what energies are working in the mind right now. It'll be, oops, who jumped out at me? This one. Oh, such a beautiful card.
oh,
One of our queens. These cards are so gorgeous. They're by Brian Froud, and I know I've talked about these a lot. But these cards are just gorgeous, and I think they're designed so well, so I can get up
beautiful.
close because there's so much detail in these cards. But this queen, oh, I love her so much because she's the queen of just true spiritual healing, just from head to toe. She is the one. You can just see how wise she is and how strong she is and how balanced and compassionate she is. She's someone who, when you see this card, there is just that undeniable love in your life, that true spiritual healing that goes through everything. And I think relating to your mind, this really speaks of the changes that are coming because we have so much going in our minds. Our minds really control our outcome in our life and in our world. And sometimes it's not always what we want it to be. Sometimes it is, but it isn't always. And right now, as we're changing our lives and changing our world, we're changing our minds about so much. And she's really here to help us with our minds and to really heal some of those wounds because it's in the mind that our wounds kind of stay. When someone slights you or someone's being shafty to you, it's your mind and you go over it and you're just kind of constantly milling it and you use that past experience to really dictate how your life is moving forward. And that's some of the beautiful change that she's bringing. It's that, you see you're in the Eight of Cups and you want that change and you want to see things half, full, not empty, or, how you want to change that perspective, how you look at things. This deep healing is really going to help us get there. So I love that card. She's so beautiful. So now I'm going to pull a card for the body. So this is kind of what your body has to say. I think a lot of times we get super spiritual and we forget a little bit about our bodies and what they need to stay here because we live in the real world where there's real things going on and real people who need real, they need money and stuff like that. It can be really hard to be spiritual. Oh, so this is another beautiful card. And this artwork, you'll really can kind of tell that it's from the creator of the Labyrinth characters and all that. And that's the question. And it's this beautiful card where we have a small child just starting out on his journey, going through kind of this beautiful archway with just the imagery on this is just gorgeous. And it's really, when we're talking about our bodies, what is it that you need? that question that we hear all the time, that question, what does your body, your physical existence need that you're not giving it right now? Because that's what's really going to help you go into this beautiful world. So let's take an example. Say it's just your body needs exercise and it's not anything connected to weight. It's connected to energy. You know, you're someone who absorbs a lot of energy and then you sit all day and this energy doesn't have an outlet. You're an empath that doesn't move. That's not a healthy thing. And your body can really show the signs of that pain and that, you know, what you're putting it through. And you're not able to move forward because you have that block. I think now is the time to really look to find that question. What is it that your body needs to help you get through this threshold, to get you to the next level? And maybe it's not exercise. Maybe it is eating right. Maybe it's not eating right. Maybe it's about relaxing. Maybe you need to take some time to give your body some time to decompose or whatever. Maybe you just need to change your shampoo. I don't know what the story is. I don't know what your body needs, but there's a question there. There's something that you need that's holding you back. So find out, listen to your body a little bit, you know, spend some time, hear what it has to say. I always find that, especially when it comes to body, it's something that you'll say all the time, like, oh, we need to eat better. We need to stop eating out. We need to eat better. We need to stop eating out. So we need to stop spending money. And you say it all the time, but you never actually take the steps. That's usually your body telling you, come on,
Get it together.
It's time. So listen to your bodies. Exactly. So the last card I'm going to pull is for kind of your spirit and your soul. Oh, another gorgeous card, our Queen of the Night. So she's a very interesting card because she's a little bit of seduction, but she's also a whole lot of inspiration. And that really happens to me, gosh, at night. It's finally when I turn off and I lay down at night that my mind's quiet enough for all these amazing ideas to come flooding through. And then my mind's going all night with my amazing ideas and I have to write them down. But there's something beautiful about night. There's something delicate about night. There's something exciting about the night. And that's what our soul and our spirit really needs now. It needs that inspiration that comes in quiet, not in the bad night, not in those dark moments that you don't want to be in, but just that stillness, that beauty, the grace and I mean, look at how beautiful and just graceful this woman is. You know, she's such a gorgeous queen. That's what we kind of need in our soul. We need that. Instead of pushing through and pushing through, what is that gentle inspiration, that beautiful kind of guided, loving not noise, excuse me, information that's not noise, that's true inspiration for what we need. That's what we need in our souls right now. We need to connect to that higher purpose, connect to those pieces that are really out there for us to bring into our life so that we can start doing that. So once you start listening to what people have to say and then finding out what your body needs so that you can move forward, and really accept the healing that's coming into you, oh my goodness. I mean, these are some of the pieces that you need to move on in your life and for great things to happen, for abundance to come, for the Empress to come in, and really just that amazingness that we've all been waiting for is what we're working for. And we need those pieces to really help us get there.
Absolutely. Good cards.
I know. Oh, I love these cards so much.
It's so beautiful. I just love Brian Froud so much.
There. And there's a few tricksters in here, but as far as his decks goes, it's not
Definitely.
so bad. Because there's a few in there. And it looks like William's on.
Hey,
So
Bill,
say
how
hi.
you doing? What's up, cuz? So I did have a few.
I could just see some comments.
I did have a few more cards jump out. So interesting
Nice.
ones too. So I did have, you know, again, guys, Five of Swords. So, you know, historically in tarot, fives are not our favorites, but that's okay. I'm seeing this card in relation to a lot of the purges that some of us are going through in relation to this full moon. You know, it's dredging up some emotions that, you know, maybe we've been shoving down, that maybe we haven't wanted to deal with, that, you know, we've sort of been harboring, and I think we're learning how to let them go now. So it's okay if you guys are feeling a little bit of heaviness. This, you know, these moon cycles are going to affect everyone a little bit differently depending on where you're at in your journey, and that's totally okay. So I think this is just speaking for, you know, some strong emotions and some time to really like reflect inward and work on some inner healing, because we are feeling, this is the 10 of Wands, we're sort of feeling the weight of the world on our shoulders. We've been taking on and taking on and taking on and taking on, and again, it's time to rebalance, recalibrate, prioritize, give back some of the things that are truly not ours to take on, and really just focus on the things that are ours. and because we do have a little bit of a balancing act going on right now too. So we also have here, we have the Seven of Cups, where you can see this guy, he's walking on the tightrope. He's still holding on to that one cup, and he's got the other ones balancing his tightrope, but it's dicey. You know, they could go down at
Mhm.
any moment. He's really trying to find his footing here. So I think that that's really representative of all the things that we're trying to work through. So that way we are able to really take those steps and embrace this Eight of Cups energy, figure out what belongs to us and what doesn't, figure out what we need to keep and what we need to walk away from, so that we're able to harness this good fortune, so that we are able to step into this real positive goddess energy, and so that we are able to embody the Empress, you know, so that we are really able to embody that divine feminine energy, that moon energy, that goddess energy. And you know, this doesn't have to just be for us females out there, guys. You know, this is for the men in the room as well. It's just about finding that
Mhm.
inner balance. You know, so often, you know, we become imbalanced where we start to really identify with, you know, either more of the feminine side or more of the masculine side, but they're both really pivotal and both really important for everyone to embody. So it's just about striking that right balance, so that way you're able to create this rebirth, create this transformation, create these new beginnings for yourself. So it's time to step in your power, guys. Don't be afraid to say no. Don't be afraid to, you know, shed that old skin and, you know, let certain things go, heal them, and then just step forward, and step forward fearlessly. Step forward as the Empress or the Emperor, whichever you identify with. You know, because this is a time for rebirth. This is spring awakening. You know, this is all like the first little stirrings of spring that we're starting to really feel here. And I can see where this energy is shifting. So, you know, we want to see our garden grow. So you can't have it bogged down with weeds and all kinds of other stuff that are going to stunt your growth.
I love doing these because I really feel like our cards talk back and forth to each other. You know, we have the beginning reading, which is our goals. These are, I mean, who doesn't want those things? You know, we want to just see what's working and what's not working so that we have this amazing life. And then for my cards, we can really tell what the action steps are. You know, what pieces do we need to work on over this time? There are three cards, you know. And then I really feel like your last cards were where it not where it can go wrong, but what to
Mm-hmm.
watch out for. You know, if you're putting the weight of the world on your back, well, that's what you're choosing to carry along with you, and that's what you're going to take, and that's not the outcome that you want. You want beautiful energy. You want this beautiful moon garden of perfectness. You know, that's what you want. You don't want to be kind of carried down by any of these, and I think it's so fun to see how they play back and forth. You know, we know what we want. Now we know kind of some of the action steps to get there, and then we know what pitfalls to watch out for. And that information can really take your week, the month, whatever season we're in. That's why these cards are so fun and so valuable, because it there's a lot, you know, when I was just start learning and I would just pull a card and be like, okay, I'm not quite sure what that means. But when you can listen to a full story and really get information like this, it can help you so much. So take this wisdom, pull it into your life, pull it into your week. Remember the things that you're seeing, and you know, changing your perspective about them and giving your body what it needs, and having quiet time for inspiration, and not putting on things weighing onto your life, and not making, you know, all of those horrible kind of, you know, balancing in a bad way where you're just like, oh my God, everything's up in the air and I'm everywhere. That's not where you want to be, especially in this Virgo energy, because that's an easy thing to happen right now. So there's all of that, those kind of pieces can really shift whatever your situation is. You know, maybe you have, talking about the Eight of Cups, maybe they're all crappy, maybe they're all wonderful. Like, we don't know what you carry, what emotions you carry with you, but no matter what, you can see the positive in them, and you can kind of count your blessings, and you can get past all of the stuff that's going on to really have this amazing life and to live in like perfect peace and be an amazing hippie where the world's perfect and nothing affects you.
Exactly. But this is good.
You can rise above it
Exactly.
all.
This is a time for change, but it's positive changes, you know, and I think that we fear
Mhm.
change on a lot of levels, even though we always say, "Oh, I'm ready for a new beginning. I'm ready for a fresh start." And then, you know, we kind of want to just like revert back to our comfort zone, and that's totally normal, but I think that we're feeling inspired, we're feeling fresh energy, we're actually ready for it. We're saying we're ready for it, we're feeling ready for it. We're looking forward with hopeful
Mhm.
eyes. You we're keeping it positive because, change is the only constant in this world, guys. You can try to run away from yourself forever. You can try to run away from your problems forever. But at the end of the day, this is where you end up. You end up bogged down
Hmm.
energetically with a whole bunch of crap that you don't need to be holding on to anymore. So, this is
Hmm.
a time to let go. This is a time for, really cultivating the life of your dreams and focusing on the things that are important to you and, where you want to be 7 years from now, 10 years from now. This is
Hmm.
really setting the stage for the future, guys. So, own it. Think about what you truly want, not what everybody else wants of you, not what society wants of you, not what has been drilled into your head for years and years that you need to make happen for yourself, but what about your life is truly going to make you happy, where, at the end of your life you can look back and say, I lived a life well lived. I lived the way I wanted to, authentically and true to myself. This is the time for all those things, guys. So don't be afraid. This is such an exciting time, and this energy is really going to be pushing you and giving you that drive and that like little bit of a kick in the balls that maybe we all need every once in a while. So this is going to
Yeah.
light a fire under everybody's ass, whether they want it to or not. So get ready, guys.
And enjoy. Have some fun. Enjoy. Lighten up a little bit. Like we say a lot around here. Just lighten up and have some fun and use this as wisdom to guide your week. And this is fun. I love doing Tarot Tuesday over here on Facebook. And I think we're really shifting pretty much everything over to Facebook because we just really have a good connection with you guys. And we think it's kind of a better way for us to reach out and connect with you. So let us know what you think. We'll post this on YouTube. So if you're watching this on YouTube, say hi to us. Make sure you subscribe, put your information in the comments. Like, we love hearing from
Yeah,
you
guys,
guys.
let us know how you're feeling. Let us know how this moon is affecting you. If you have questions, if you have thoughts, if there are certain things that you guys are going to, we want to hear from you. So write it in the comments, shoot us an email, follow us on our other outlets. We want to hear from you guys. We're really striving to cultivate a community where, this is a safe space, where if you have questions, it's okay. If you're not totally sure where you're at on your spiritual path, that's totally okay. But the fact that you're here is a step in the right direction.
Absolutely. We love you guys, and we'll talk to you
Love
real
you
soon.
guys. Enjoy the full moon.
Bye.